What is going on, everyone? We are back with another reaction video. Thank you so much for stopping by today. The support truly means a lot. And to all my new viewers, welcome to the family. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Kick back, relax, get your drink and your snacks. Today, I'll be reacting to another highly suggested video. And that video will be American cops versus Canadian cops. Here we go, man. Now, I'm really looking forward to jumping into this one because, I already know how the cops are out here in America. It's just horrible. Not all of them, but majority of them, man. Majority of them are horrible. I can't even lie to you. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn all post notifications on. Feel free to spam my comment section and use that suggestion link down below in my description if you would like to recommend some of these amazing videos for me to react to. Let's jump right into this video.
The USA has long been called the land of opportunity, but there are many people these days that will tell you the American dream has for a long time been less of a reality. Canada, on the other, is often depicted as an easier place to have an existence. It's a country with far less of a divide between the rich and poor, and you'll still find it on best quality of life lists somewhere in the top 10. At the same time, the USA makes headlines for such things as having worryingly high crime rates for a developed nation.
If I was a foreigner, I would do my research before moving to the US like majority of them did. I would have just went to the UK or went to Canada.
Incredibly high incarceration rates, and a healthcare system that might bankrupt its own citizens. We might be being harsh here, and we certainly aren't saying Canada is a utopia. Alright, so you want to be a cop in the USA. You've done your research, meaning you've seen The Wire, watched all episodes of NYPD Blue, and even stayed up late to watch reruns of Columbo and Cagney and Lacey. You are basically ready to hit the...
Let me tell you something, being a cop in the US is not worth it for the price you gonna pay. Eventually, depends on how long you want to be a cop or what situation you get yourself into. Yeah, for real. Cops out here make around what? 48,000 starting out. That's too much. Nah, like 47,000 starting out as a rookie cop here. And it's not worth it unless you just plan on sitting in the bushes. I mean, it's cool, but you a cop, you got to get out there sometimes. You got to get out in the field, man. You got to
streets, right? Well, we should tell you a few things about what you need to do to become a police officer in America. The good news is that you don't have to be a genius to land the job. It's open to most people, so long as you have some brain power and didn't spend your teens doing hits for the Mexican mafia. You can get a law enforcement degree, and this should land you better jobs, but you can also apply to be a cop after high school. So to get in, you'll need a high school diploma or a GED, which is considered equal to that diploma. After that, you'll be interviewed and have background checks. If you have a minor offense, you may still get in. You may not have to be super fit, but you'll likely have to be relatively fit. Once you get into the academy, you'll have to pass some kind of entrance exam, such as the law enforcement examination. Then you'll start your training. You'll also have to pass a fitness test or the police physical fitness abilities test. These tests can change depending on where you're training, but you'll mostly have to show you can sprint reasonably fast and able to run 1.5 miles in anywhere from 16 to 20 minutes. But you'll have to show your strength by doing a fairly tricky obstacle course. And on top of that, you'll have to do around 20 push-ups in 1 minute and 30 sit-ups in 1 minute. As we said, this can change depending on the academy. Let's just say you have to be fairly fit to pass, but by no means have to be an exceptional athlete.
Training will last. To be fit at all, man. These cops out here are so unfit, and some of them be rookies too. Yes, overweight.
Around 30 weeks, and even after you've passed, you'll be put on probation for up to 18 months at the department where you'll be working. Over in Canada, you can also start training at age 18, but you cannot hit the streets until you're 19. You'll also need a high school diploma or the equivalent, and during the interview process, you'll have to show good health, both mental and physical. On its website, the RCMP says, turning up to the interview looking like you've done nothing but eat donuts and played grand...
And who's to judge that? Who's to judge if your mental health is good? How are we checking this? Because some of these cops be local. I'll be like, are you okay in the head, my man? Goodness, take a chill pill. Like, I be thinking some of these cops be on something sometimes. Like, oh, I be like, you good? You all right, man? You a little hyped up. You a little... It's like they get that adrenaline rush when they put that uniform on. Like, they feel the power. I be clowning
Theft
them out
auto
here. I'm
throughout
sorry,
high school
man.
will put you at a distinct disadvantage. You'll also have to pass background checks, and again, a very small infraction in life may not mean you can't get in.
Some of these
Pass
cops
the
be
interview
crazy.
and off
Something
you'll go
wrong
to
with them.
training school for 26 weeks. Yes, again, there will be written tests that should not challenge most who have done okay in high school. As for the fitness test, you'll need to do the physical abilities requirement evaluation, and that will consist of doing an obstacle course, push-ups and pull-ups in a weighted carry, all under a time of 5 minutes and 30 seconds or less, and that's at the start of training. At the end, you'll have to be able to do that same test in less than 4 minutes. So now you're in the force, but what's it like? Well, first of all, how much are you being paid? The amount fluctuates across the USA, but PayScale in 2017 said the average was $44,000 a year for the first 0 to 5 years as a rookie cop.
0
Other
to
sites tell us the
5?
starting salary for most cops is closer to $30,000, and it will increase by the year. That might go up to $50,000 between your 5th and your 10th year, but it depends on how well you do. Where you are matters a lot, with sources telling us that the average wage for cops in California is considerably more than double the average for cops
How well you do, meaning how many arrests, how many drug busts. Yeah, those type of things.
in Mississippi. As for Canada, you can check out the job site Indeed and see police officer positions with a yearly wage of around $60,000. After we converted them from Canadian dollars, again, it depends on where you work, but PayScale tells us the average salary when you just join the force is around $37,000. Just like in the US, that can easily go up to $50,000 after a few years. It seems the wages for US cops and Canadian cops are not dramatically different, but which country would be better to work in? We're told Canadian cops are not dramatically different, but which country would be better to work in? We're told that a big difference in policing is the fact that Canada has a federal criminal code, while in the US things change from state to state. This means in Canada, training and procedures are the same all over, which can make life easier. One website tells us that in Canada, the money for police force comes from taxes, while in the US, part of the money comes from the tickets people have to pay. That website tells us that this has led to a stricter kind of policing in the US, as the force needs to make money. We're told in Canada they call it a police service, while in the US it's called a police force. Canadians adopt a kind of community policing, while in the US the cops are perhaps less part of their communities. Then there's the matter of higher crime rates in the US.
Only community service I see these police officers do is stand at the crosswalk for the students getting out of school. They just stop the traffic. Or patrolling construction sites on the side of the road, or the electricians working on the electrical poles on the side of the road. Those tall ones and the towers, yeah. They just sit in their cars to patrol it. That's not even community service either. That's not community service. That don't even count, actually. That doesn't even count for community service. Only the crosswalk does.
This environment leads to a tense situation for any police officer, no matter how polite he or she may wish to appear. And this means the US police are not only in more danger, but tend to use a bit more force. We've all seen the videos of perhaps rather over-the-top policing. We might also say that officers are in some part of the US under tremendous stresses, given the number of guns on the street. We're told that US officers use lethal force about 6 times more than the average Canadian cop. The Washington Post told us that in 2015, US police shot and killed close to 1,000 people, while in Canada that number on average was about 15 people a year.
Whoa. Get out of here. Are what? 2015 US police killed 1,000 people.
To 1,000 people, while
2015 Canadian Police Service killed 15 people, probably because they really had to and they probably didn't want to at all. 1,000 to 15? You better get out of my face. 1,000 to 15? Who gonna argue with that?
While in Canada, that number on average was about 15 people a year. Unless you're mentally unhinged, killing people is something you certainly don't want to do. And in the US, as a police officer, it's much more likely that you will. We're told that in 2018, according to the Officer Down Memorial page, 149 deaths of officers occurred in the line of duty. Most were shootings, but cops also perish in car crashes while performing their duties and other ways. Some deaths might just have been accidents, but we're told firearms were involved in most deaths. In comparison, the Canadian Broadcasting Association looked at the Canadian Police Memorial statistics and told us in 2018, since 1975, a total of 284 police officers have died on the job.
Oh, wow.
Of these, 101 were homicide victims, while 88 were killed in vehicle accidents, often while rushing to respond to a call in poor road conditions. We can certainly say that officers in the U.S. have the more dangerous job by a long way. So you're getting a similar wage but have a more chance of killing someone and a more chance of being killed. You're also more likely to have to use force to adopt a more aggressive style of policing, all of which would likely make your job more stressful in the U.S. That stress is killing officers in the U.S., we're told. One study cited by Men's Health said the number of officers that took their own lives in 2016 was way more than those who were shot.
Wow.
There's not enough conversation about mental health within police and fire departments, said the study.
Wow.
It depends on where you are, of course.
And a lot of these officers care what people think. You grow up with the passion for becoming a cop, protecting and serving. You know, it was different when you was a kid. Now being a cop isn't the same. So now in times you're a cop and it's more so, we don't like you. It's not a, oh, hey, police officer, he's for the community. It's like, we don't like you. Get out of my way. Get out of my face. Don't even speak to me. Don't look at me, man. I don't want no issues. That's literally how it is. It's like, oh, you just walking around like you big and bad. Some people get judged immediately off the rip. Like some officers, I would hate to be them. Like some officers just get called a pig blatantly. Like, you pig? What? Man, this man might save your life one day. You might call 911 and he might show up. He might be the closest to your house and show up and help you. He might help your kid one day, man. Like, you can't really be mean. You can't just be bashing him because he's a cop. And then there be black cops. And then I be seeing some people in the stores be like, you a traitor, brother. What? Yo, I will violate you. Like, are you crazy? How dare you say that to an officer, man? You a traitor, brother. Are you crazy? Be traitor because I'm black? I'm a cop?
A recent study by the Department of Justice, for instance, said that the suicide rate in the Chicago Police Department was 60% higher than the U.S. average.
No respect.
One officer who worked for the Fresno Police Department said that over his 35-year career, he counted 14 of his colleagues that took their own lives on the job. Apparently, getting the number of officers who do that after retiring is not easy to do. USA Today also reported in 2018 that more officers took their own lives, 148, than died in the line of duty. We can likely deduce that being a cop in the USA can be a very stressful job. In Canada in 2018, 9 officers took their own lives. This was high compared to recent years. We might also add here that there are many more cops in the US than there are in Canada. Statistics tell us that there are about 70,000 police officers in Canada and almost 10 times that amount in the USA. Other stats tell us the USA has considerably more officers per capita than Canada, but Canada has a lot less crime. We might also look at websites that list countries for the worst police brutality, and next to developed countries sometimes stands the USA. We're not going to go into all the reasons why this happens, but we might say that any chance of being part of such brutality might be said to have future negative consequences not only for the victims but also the perpetrators. Even if they don't get caught, one day it's likely their actions will cause them some amount of unhappiness.
Right.
Just reading various sites, it seems Canadians in general have more trust in their police. This no doubt makes their job easier. Psychology Today tells us this of U.S. policing. Recent polls suggest that the majority of Americans do not feel that the police are adequately held accountable for their actions, treat racial groups equally, or use the right amount of force. In conclusion, with Canadian police being liked more by those they serve, the fact that they have less chance of being killed, the fact that they deal with less crime and likely suffer less trauma, and the fact that their wages are not too different than their counterparts in the US, we'd say being a cop in Canada is better. Did you find this video interesting?
That's not even an argument. It's way more better. $60K a year? Less risk too? It's just a matter of finding the safest city at that point. Finding the safest city as a cop. At least here in America. Because different areas, it varies different. You know, the crime rate. But overall, if I was a cop here, I would be 10 toes as well aware. And I would be on my feet at all times. And just, I would be paranoid. Because just being a cop, I've seen some videos. It's just a simple traffic stop. They might just want to give you a ticket. Or they're just giving you a warning. But the person you pull over may have warrants, but you didn't check for that yet. But hey, they know they have warrants and you just pull them over. So they're going to pull a gun on you and they might shoot you when they roll that window down. So now they don't even come to the driver's side. The cops, they'll come and swipe their hand on the back of your trunk and they'll go over to the passenger side. But what they do is on the passenger side, they look on the passenger side back window and they'll be like, can you roll it down? But roll down the passenger window on the side. But they're looking from the back window. And they're speaking to you from the back window. Like, they try to be as safe as possible. And I noticed they just changed that. Because they didn't do that before at all. They didn't do that before. Before, they used to walk up right to the driver's side. And it may be because they don't want the police officers walking into ongoing traffic. Or, you know, they could possibly get hit by ongoing traffic. And it's just a safety hazard as well. Standing on the outside when the cars are coming. You know, go over to the other side. But yet again, what if the passenger in the car is armed and they're up to no good? What if they got warrants and they're like, nah, forget that? It's like, oh, man. It could lead them to think that the officer knows they're in the car and they want them specifically. And then that's when things start to jump off too. It's just a lot of conclusions, jump into conclusions. And that's how people lose their life. This is how people lose their life. And it's sad. Being a cop here for $44,000 at most a year, 0 to 5 years, that's not worth it. Potentially $50,000, 5 to 10 years. Are you crazy? And I think all the police officers in the U.S. they need the same training, man. Let's require the same training for all police officers, so we don't have no mix-ups in different counties and, oh, this area's crime rate is bad, but this area crime rate is low. The police over here are good, but the police in this community are bad. The police in this community like to harass their citizens, and the police in this community like to help out their citizens. Like, it really depends on the area, the county, the city, the state you live in, honestly. And it don't make no sense. And these cops don't even got to be that fit. I've seen so many unfit rookie cops, and I be looking at them like, you a rookie, man. You look about my age. As a matter of fact, I know a couple people that I graduated with, and they became cops. And I'm like, you don't work out. You are unfit, my brother. You are not fit to be an officer. If I take this Snickers bar and I run past you out this store, you're not chasing me. You're not catching me. You gonna catch me? Man, your stomach is folding over your belt and you think you gonna catch me. How did you make it through the academy? That's what I be saying for these cops out here. How did you make it through the academy? We just need people at this point, man. We just need jobs. We just need jobs, man. We just need as many officers as possible. That's what they want to do. Just recruit as many officers as possible, so you have like a whole army. You have a whole military full of officers. And half of them don't even got no common sense. Half of them is mentally ill. Mentally challenged. Oh my goodness. And some of them are physically challenged. They can't control their emotions for nothing. As a matter of fact, you can only have so much power or authority in your county. Once you leave the county and you go over to another county, another area, you can't pull nobody over there. You can't harass nobody over there. You are literally not even a cop. Once you get over to another county, like the police officers in my area, cool. They could police around the area, but let them drive 15 minutes out to the next area. They're basically not even a cop. What they gonna have to do? Talk to dispatch to get the police officers from that county over there to deal with the situation? Yes. You're not even really a cop in that whole Now, whoa. You see the state patrol, you better, you see that state patrol, you better relax. Because they'll get you anywhere. Anywhere. The sheriff too, but other than that, man, these cops don't be protecting and serving nothing, man. I could understand why half of them do what they do because they're scared, but the other half, I don't understand why they do what they do. And that's why I feel they are mentally challenged, mentally ill. And the things they do tend to get covered up by the police departments because they don't want to make them look bad, make the department look bad as a whole. And that's cruel, that's nasty, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and turn all post notifications on. To all my new viewers, thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope you all enjoyed the video as well. Feel free to spam my comment section and my suggestion link in the description down below if you would like to recommend some more of these amazing videos for me to react to. And please, feel free to let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought about this video, honestly. And as an American, how do you feel the American cops are versus Canadian cops if you've ever visited Canada? And as a Canadian, same for you. How do you feel the Canadian cops are versus the American cops if you visited America? Please let me know in the comments down below. I would highly appreciate it and I would love to know. Once again, it's your boy Strac Views clocking out with another reaction video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe.